Rebels.com joined by five-star quarterback Brock Vandagriff. Brock, we talked earlier when the things were really going somewhat slow and the quarantine was in 100% full effect. Here we are now on the back end of the quarantine. You guys are starting to get back out with your teammates at Prince Avenue. I know you've been staying as busy as you can the last 2 or 3 months with the restrictions in place, and hopefully we're getting back to some type of normalcy, or maybe the new normal, for us in the country of the United States of America. But for you, how are things going for you now, your family, your teammates, getting back to, daily routine with workouts and throwing the ball around and things like that?
It's good. We're all easing back into it, so I think we're glad we're taking baby steps. But being able to get back and see all the kids at school, our AD's making us wear some masks while we work out, so we're not high on that. But at least we're being able to get in the weight room, and we're conditioning together, so that's good. And then sometimes we go and we'll throw off campus or something like that. So it's good to be able to see what everyone has been doing during their quarantine, and how some of them gotten bigger and some of them gotten a lot faster. So that's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel the rust at all, or do you see it within the team, or whether it be workouts or throwing the ball around a little bit?
I mean, there's definitely some rust here and there, but overall, the team's looking good. I think I've developed some over the whole quarantine thing, whether that's mentally or physically. So I'd say there's some rust, but I mean, it's nothing we can't overcome.
Yeah, I mean, in a normal year, and what we thought, just 4 or 5 months ago, we'd be gearing up for the Rivals 100 5-Star Challenge 2020 again this year. You were invited as one of the few underclassmen last year in 2019. You're the two-time Atlanta Rivals Camp quarterback MVP in weird situations. I mean, one time that pouring down rain on that Sunday over there as a freshman, you won. Then last year on a Friday afternoon, a little bit different. You won that one as well, and then had a strong showing at the 5-Star Challenge. Were you gearing up for this event again? Were you thinking about going out there and trying to win that MVP for the third time and earn that 5-star invite again?
Yes, sir, for sure. That's one of the things that we had definitely scheduled. Probably go to 2 or 3 camps during the spring, summer, and definitely go to the 3 stripe and try to earn that invite back to the 5-star, because it's a first class event, and we loved my family. I think my dad went, and we loved the weekend there, and it was a great to see people from all over the country and get coached by some of the best in the whole thing.
Do you remember anything about, the camp experience, whether when they won the MVP awards or even last year at the 5-Star Challenge? I mean, what comes to mind when you think back about those events?
The 3 stripe, it was a good camp, and I'm glad to be able to see some people locally out there showcasing that I hadn't maybe seen in a minute. But the 5-star challenge, it was great to see that, and it was great to be there and be able to room with my man Max Johnson. I mean, we had to soak up every chance we got, because he went to LSU, as y'all know, and so it was good being able to be with him and being able to throw with some other quarterbacks that I wasn't really familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, there's some talent out your way, obviously, in that part of the state right now, quarterback wise. Max, obviously LSU, you're committed to Georgia. You got one around the corner from Clemson now, and you got Max's brother, Jake Johnson, a top guy in 2022, his teammate Wes Weeks. I mean, you got some players, Logan Johnson, other guys around you at Prince Avenue, there as well. But, what would you say maybe how your game has improved from, last year, whether it be 5-Star Challenge, last football season, to now? How have you taken, I guess, the time you've had with your dad, with your quarterback coach, Ron Ville, during these crazy times, the last few months, to improve your game to that next level?
Main thing we worked with Coach Veal is hold my follow through more, and that just creates consistency and keeping my feet down during my drop. But with my dad, we've worked on mostly just mobility, and I mean, my ankle was 100% at the end of last year, but we're still just pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. Whether that be squats, deadlifts, anything lifting, or if that's ladder drills or like gassers or stuff like that. So we're working the mobile side of my quarterback game lately, and of course that comes along with throwing with Coach Beal. So I'd say the whole physical part is what we've been working on, and we're about to get into some film soon.
The last game you played last season. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
What a game that was. I was there, Eagles Landing
Yes,
Christian
sir.
Academy. I think you had 800 and something yards of total offense, like 8 touchdowns or something.
Yes,
What
sir.
was it? Triple overtime? Double overtime?
No,
Uh,
I think we just lost by 3 just in a normal time, but
but
it
no,
felt
I'm
like
thinking it was
it
like, well, I
felt
remember going back.
forever.
There was like 6 or 7 touchdowns scored in the fourth quarter back and forth.
Yes,
I was
sir.
thinking overtime in my head for some reason. It happened so
Yes,
fast,
sir.
big play after big play in
Mhm.
that game. I think second or third round of the playoffs,
Yes, sir.
somewhere in there.
Second.
When you think back to that game, what comes to mind, and how much does that drive you to kind of go that much further this year coming up?
It definitely it shows us something that I mean everyone sees Elka as just the big number 1 seed, and I mean they've earned it. I think they won 5 in a row, so
Yeah,
it kind of just showed some other teams in single A that I mean that maybe they can be beaten, and so I think some people are gonna have their eye out for Prince next year, and it's good, but I mean we still got to work hard, and I mean you can't take anything away from Prince because just I mean the whole off season we've worked on winning state this year, and this year is going to be it all. And the whole seniors have got together in our last thing. We were like, dude, this is the last hurrah. Like we gotta get after it and let our names be remembered at Prince.
yeah. I can't let you go, obviously, without talking a little bit about Georgia. Obviously, we're planning to have a big off season too. Obviously, a new offensive coordinator in Todd Monken. You've talked to him, and you've been committed for some time now to him, Kirby Smart, in that Georgia staff. What's I guess during this whole quarantine time as well, they're getting back to some type of normalcy too, and now looking to start practicing about a month or so now for the season with the new approved by the NCAA for college football. What's it been like with Georgia over this quarantine? How much communication have you guys had? What have you guys talked about? Things like that.
With Georgia, it's been mainly just being able to recruit. That's the one thing that I've been getting better at and making sure I've stayed on during this whole quarantine is because I mean you can just look out there in the recruiting world and you can tell some people like you can maybe see like maybe that was an impulse decision, maybe they hadn't thought that through just because quarantine. I mean it gets at some people, but we're just making sure we stay in our top targets heads and making sure we're letting them know that they're wanted and stuff and. I've been keeping in touch with some people like Brock Bowers. That's my man out in Cali. So been staying on him. I hope he's close, honestly. But that's been a big thing. And then talking with Coach Monken, what they're gonna do this upcoming season, what they're trying to do, what they're trying to put in, and stuff like that. So it's been pretty good being able to keep in touch with all those people.
Yeah, you talk about Bowers out on the West Coast. Obviously, from reading, I don't cover that area, but watching from the outside, he appears to be that top target for Georgia, tight end for sure, a guy that you'd love
Mm-hmm.
to, I guess, throw to in the future in Athens. I know a guy you want blocking for you. Maybe that blind side is Amarius Mims, your fishing buddy, it seems
Oh
like.
heck yeah!
How many times have you guys been fishing during this whole mess?
We've just gone one time, but I've been texting him. He's been texting me, and we Snapchat every day. That's my man, and I mean I hope he's close as well because that's my boy. And both dudes I've mentioned, I'm really close with them and talking to them. But Bowers, he sent me a video last week, and it was him running a route. It was a fade, and he backhanded a one hand snag, and I was just like, dude. He's like, yes, sir. He's like, that's a good quarterback. I was like, but not your one in college. He's like, that's right. So we're working on that.
I guess if you throw to a guy like him, you don't have to make that perfect throw every time. He'll go up there and catch that ball and bring it into that body for you.
Exactly. If you slip up, he's got you.
Gotcha, for sure. Well, Brock, always a pleasure, man. I can't wait to get out and see you again, hopefully sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
Things, like we said, are improving on the positive track right now for all of us throughout the country. So stay safe. Wish your family to stay safe as well. And thanks so much for your time, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Simmons.